In this tutorial, I want to introduce you to the concept of a music library. On page 75 of chapter 3, we talk about intellectual property and its relation to multimedia design during the planning and design phase. One of the things that you need to be concerned about early on is where will the constituent elements of a multimedia project come from? Will everything be created by your design team, or will you need to rely upon the copyrighted work or the original works of other people for your project? You can't just simply add the works of others into your own project or into a program without having the legal permissions to do so. And that's really what the intellectual property box on page 75 tries to address. But the good news is there are many resources available to you as a multimedia producer for legally acquiring music, clip art, sound effects, and other multimedia resources that you can use in your projects, and you can use them legally. Most often these are a fee-based service that you will need to pay an annual royalty on. In this particular case, this is the 615 Music Library. This is a library that my university subscribes to, and we pay a fee every year for the rights to use this music and for our students to use it for the educational projects that they work on during class. And this is a wonderful resource, and it's a great tool for us to teach students about how to use music and how to use the intellectual property of others in a responsible way that protects you from legal repercussions should you violate copyright and intellectual property law. And this interface allows me to search a vast library of musical recordings that have been professionally produced. Most of them are instrumental, but there are some tracks that have vocal supplements to them. And I'm going to begin by going into the search window. And I'll type in a keyword. This will be a fun one. I'm going to type the word adventure. I'm looking for something that sort of has an adventuresome sound for a video or a film project that I'm working on. And we'll hit return, and we'll scroll back out, and the 615 interface takes that keyword adventure and it looks for tracks in the library that have been tagged with that keyword. And so you can see those tracks appearing here in the middle. I can scroll down. There's a long list of them here. Looks like maybe about 20 tracks that match that keyword theme. And I can read the track description in the middle to get a little bit more of an idea of the track and its tempo and the types of instruments that were used to record it before actually auditioning the music and listening to it. So track number 1, the description reads, a dynamic dark pirate track with huge ominous adventure brass and string themes. Cymbals, bells, and vocal pads add a mystical mysteriousness over driving percussions. And it tells me who the composer is and who the publisher is, and the full length of this track is 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Each track is individually timed because it's a unique individual work that someone composed and has recorded. And that information helps me to determine whether or not that's a track worth listening to. Well, I do find this sort of compelling, and I want to know more, especially the fact that it relates to a pirate war theme. That sounds rather interesting. So to audition this track, I select the play button in the left-hand corner. Well, that certainly has an adventuresome feel and a piece of music worthy of a pirate war theme for sure. Let's listen to a few more. The next tune is a seafaring tune with the commotion and excitement that comes along with a nautical adventure. Well, let's see what this one sounds like. A different type of piece, not quite as dramatic, a little bit more fun-loving. And here's another piece that's actually dubbed as a playful orchestral music bed full of pirate whimsy. So you can see with a single keyword search, typing in the word adventure into this library, and most of them work very similar, I was able to produce results that gave me access to 3 distinctly different pieces of music. They all sort of sound like the kind of music you would hear in a pirate adventure film or clip, but each one has a different feel. The first one had sort of a dark, dramatic, heavy, ominous feel to it. The second one was a little lighter, a little different tempo with a little bit more of a jovial feel to it, emphasizing flutes. And the last one was perhaps even more whimsical and a little bit more laid back. So again, music libraries are fun. Sometimes they can be used just to stimulate creativity, to give you an idea for how music or how the audio portion and the video portion of a film or a multimedia project line up together and create a harmonious multimedia experience for the listener or for the viewer. Let's do one more search. I'm going to type in the words suspense and mystery, and we'll see where this gets us. Well, I have a totally new list of results that have come in, and this too appears to be about the same length of tracks, maybe about 15 tracks that match those two keywords. And let's listen to a few of these. Well, this track has a totally different feel from the three that we listened to previously, but you can begin to maybe hear or listen to what type of genre or what type of scene this music might help to orally support. Listen to another one here. I like this one called The Stalker. That definitely sounds like it would fit the suspense and mysterious, the mystery environment that we tried to hit on with our keywords. Well, that definitely connotes a sense of foreboding, anticipation, suspense, and maybe uneasiness. We'll listen to one more. There's no substitute for listening to the track. The track descriptions and the titles of the tracks can sometimes be helpful, but really getting in and listening to the music through the process that we call auditioning is really where it's all about, and that's where you're going to make your final determination as to whether or not that's a piece of music that can help you or not. When you are ready and you've decided that you have identified a track that could be useful to you, if you subscribe to this service, then it's simply a matter of coming over and choosing the download button, at which point this search engine prompts me to make a decision as to whether I want the uncompressed AIF version or perhaps a variation of a compressed music format, and I can download it to my computer or I can incorporate it into a multimedia project as I'm working on it. Music libraries are a great tool to the multimedia producer to help you legally acquire access to professionally produced music tracks to support your multimedia endeavors.